Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'. Madam Asma Al-Muhammadi, we are from Group 2 and we are going to present to you a forum entitled The Methods of Da'wah according to Badiuzzzaman Said Nursi and his evaluations in his methods of Da'wah. Badiuzzzaman Said Nursi is a very famous Islamic scholar or al-ulama in Turkey, where he re-established the Islamic elements that were being abolished by Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, a dictator or a secular leader in Turkey once upon a time. So in this discussion, we are inviting four panelists who are very specialists or who are very advanced in knowledge in terms of his methods of da'wah in Turkey. So the first panelist is Umar Mukhtar, where he will be talking about the methods of da'wah and also the history of da'wah of Badiuzzzaman Said Nursi in Turkey. وتفضل مشكور.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Omar Sharif and I want to explain to you the historical part about Al-Imam Said al-Nursi. Firstly, the complete name of Said al-Nursi is Badi' al-Zaman Said al-Nursi. He was born in 1979 in Norras village, Sparit, Hayzan in the province of Bitlis. This is area in Turkish. He started his education in the madrasa, means school, in the village of Tak when he was 9 years old. His education life was very active and he looked for a madrasa that was suitable for him in the region and studied in various madrasas for very short periods. During this period, he reads the Holy Quran and read the introductory books of madrasa method, and he was educated by Sheikh Muhammad Jilani in this period, and he studied more than 80 books that were among the basic books of madrasa education. Then he got his diploma and left Durbaizi. After that, Said Nursi went to Bitlis and joined the academic debates, which was a tradition among madrasa scholars at that time. At the end of these debates, he made everybody accept his diploma. He left Istanbul in 1910 and returned to Van, and he visited the tribes in the region and gave explanatory information to the local people related to the issues. During the war, he began to write his tafsir book called Isratul Gaz. Many of his students were martyred in this war, and he was enslaved by the Russian in 1916. He reached Istanbul through Siberia, Berlin, Warsaw, and Sofia in 1918. In the years when he was in Istanbul, he wrote many booklets and published 22 more books along with them. In 1952, he went to Istanbul to participate in the trial for the file suit against his book called Gençlik Rahberi. He was acquitted there too. Although Said Nursi got sick on March 20, 1960, he was taken to Rafah by his students due to his insistent request. His illness deteriorated there. He passed away in the playing room of the hotel in which he stayed on March 23, 1960. Thank you.
Allahu khair. Thank you very much, Umar Mukhtar, for a very brief and also precise explanations on the history of da'wah by the Badiuzzzaman Said Nursi. So I want to invite our second panelist, Tarif, to explain what are the methodologies that are being used by Badiuzzzaman Said Nursi, especially what he had written in his famous book entitled Risalah an-Nur. تفضل مشكورا.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Ali Muhammad Tarif and I am one of our five panelists. My part is how Buddhism knows to spread dawah among Muslims. I explain little bit about actually how Buddhism knows to spread dawah among Muslims. And Buddhism basically follows the four basic fundamentals, which is al-as, al-fikr, al-safaq, and al-tafkir. Al-Tafkir, Al-As means the weakness. According to Buddhism, Al-As means disclose all the weakness worked by the Allah the Almighty and not disclosed in the presence of men. Allah has placed in nature in human beings need to feel weak, and God is very great. More than that, a man must show that there is a strength behind a weakness so that they could fully trust in Allah the Almighty. And one more thing is that Al-As is also the shortest way for someone to get closer to the God. Okay, now move to the second one, Al-Fikr. Al-Fikr, that means the poverty. Poverty. According to the Buddhism Said Nusri, al-Fikr is the understanding of poverty before the Allah the Almighty is expressed, not in front of people, a sense of need and dependence on Allah the Almighty. From here, people will feel himself deprivations also weak and poverty forever. The third one is Al-Shafaq. Al-Shafaq means compassion, the path of the grace that conveys a person to God in the most conscious and the easiest way. From this, from this perspective, will be grow the qualities of compassion and affections for the creature of the good. Buddhism said no say said every time we get a sense of compassion, it will make room for a soul and will encourage people to increase benefit and serve the human being. Also encourage to help one another and know another. And the last one is Al-Tafkir. Al-Tafkir is the most important Sufism basic, the methodology of Dawah of Buddhism, said Nusri, who is clearly found in Rasal Note. Al-Tafki is the most important privilege that makes the whole life of Buddhism, said Nusri. He is based on the guidance of the Quran that call for the thinking and analyzing. Okay, now we know about the fundamentals which actually follows the Buddhism to spread the knowledge, to spread the dawah about spread the dawah among Muslim. Among Muslims, all from me. Thanks all.
Thank you very much, Tarif, for the explanations. And now we want to know that um, how does this site's nurse's honesty in spreading da'wah ensure his success to spread the da'wah in Turkey? Because we know that Said Nursi is a very honest and also intelligent Islamic scholar or al-ulama in Turkey. So honesty or truth is the key of success in his da'wah. So I want to invite our third panelist, Chen Haonan, to explain the honesty of Said Nursi's in his da'wah that ensure his success. تفضل.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Chahana and today I'm going to talk about the Saida Nursi honesty in spreading da'wah. The most excellent message of Saida Nursi in spreading da'wah is his message about social change. Ustaz Said Nursi is maybe very interesting among pioneers of contemporary Islamic developments in recommending a technique for social change which does not concentrate on political battle, and this does not mean Said Nursi isolates in the middle of Islam and governmental issues. On Said Nursi observes acknowledgement of a genuine Islamic identity, family, and society is his express target. His accentuation and concentrate on Iman and improvement of moral and otherworldly quality ought to be comprehended as a methodological need. Islamic development is a worldwide leader. Are required to create Saida Nursi methodological for social change in perspective and given circumstance. And Saida Nursi medal given by Saida Nursi Mecca and Medina circumstance will dependably give rules being developed of this procedure. Where Ustaz Said Nursi, as indicated by Ustaz Ali Hamdi, prescribed to his devotees Said Nursi's source and composition of Imam Abdullah Ali Madudi, and communicates his full concurrence with Said Nursi approach proposed by Madudi. In his amazing treatise, Said Nursi Process of Islamic Revolution, Ustaz Said Nursi anticipates that his supporters would utilize insights in interpreting Said Nursi's source of Ustaz Madudi in another space-time frequency. Devotees of Islamic development gets funded Saida Nursi attempted to interpret and execute procedure of one development in a totally diverse, not worldly centric. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chen Haonan. We know, of course, that by the Zaman Said Nursi's mission of da'wah is relatively very different from Mustafa Kemal Atatürk's ideology of secularism. So, of course, by the Zaman Said Nursi's da'wah give very much effects to the society in Turkey, especially, and also to the Muslim world. So, I would like to invite our fourth panelist, who is Shariful, to explain and also to brief us on what is the effects of Nursi's da'wah to the Muslim society and also to the Muslim world. تفضل مشكورة والمأجورة.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Thank you moderator for giving me this opportunity to speak. I am the fourth panelist and my name is Shariful Islam. On this panel I am going to talk about the impact of Said al-Nasri's evaluation and criticism on his work through general people. He spent his maximum lifetime especially in two things. One is tabligh, another one is akhlaq. His followers like to follow as he teaches them. They encourage people to solve people's conflict. For this, they like to act positively. That is one, out of love for one's own outlooks, avoiding amenity for others' outlooks, not criticizing them. They like to untie within the fold of Islam, irrespective of particular outlooks, remembering those numerous tries to untie that evoke love, brotherhood, and concord. They like to consider that union with the people of truth is a cause of divine succor and high dignity of religions. They like to preserve truth from the absolute of falsehood, abandon and uh, self and its egoism, and give up the mistake concept of self pride. There are a lot more impact of Said al-Nasri's evaluation on his followers. We all know one thing, that all good comes with some bad things. After his death, his followers divided into few parts and some nasty things come from them. And that is the big reason why Said al-Nasri has some criticisms, like this group did not pay attention to spreading the benefits of early generation of Islam's and pure monotheism among its followers and among the Muslims in general, who need to correct their beliefs before getting involved in other issues. They are not able to establish organized Islamic work, and they stand up to the Jewish conspiracy that infiltrated much of political life at that time and was hostile to Islam and Muslims. The Sheikh may be criticized for letting down Sheikh Said al-Kurdi and not supporting him when he launched a revolution against Mustafa Kemal Atatürk in 1925 in support of Caliphate. There are huge battles between him and the Kemalists in region of Diyarbakir, in which thousands of Muslims were killed. The group abandoned politics and Said al-Nasri adopted the slogan, I seek refuge with Allah from the shaitan and politics, that occurred from 1921 onwards. This had a negative impact on groups of followers, as some of them feel prey of secularity practice. So that's all for me. Impact and evaluation of criticism on Said al Nasri's. I'd like to pass the floor to my friend. Thank you.
So much, Brother Shariful. To our last panelist, who is known as Matt Sina, if I may quote from the current president of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, he said that the Islamic civilization in Turkey would abolished if by the Zaman Said Nursi would not fight for the Islamic elements in his da'wah. So, what is your comment? And may I know what is the achievements of Said Nursi in his overall journey of da'wah in Turkey during his lifetime? Tafaddal.
Thank you for the moderator for giving me this opportunity to speak. So basically, I'm the fifth panelist and my name is Nur Hasina and I am going to explain about the achievement of Said Nursi. So basically, one of his achievement is that by producing the book which is Risalah An-Nur. Basically, this book explains about the approach to religious diversity that is very firmly committed to the truth and also particularities of Islam. Not only that, Said Nursi argues for the truth of Islam and also at the same time for toleration. Also, the book prescribes the remedy for all social issues that lead to disunity of Muslim Ummah. Not only that, Said Nursi's da'wah is very conducive and also relevant to the contemporary era, for it reflects the Quranic methodology and it considers contemporary needs of the society. Thus, we can also see that his views in dealing with other religions are not biased but rather inviting them to Islam peacefully. So basically, the teaching of Said Nursi is basically a very unique teaching and it can be used in our daily life as a Muslim. Other achievement that we can see is that his understanding and explanation of Iman and also its implications are truly comprehensive that make us understand the true meaning of Islam, since Iman is the foundation for nurturing and developing a righteous individuals who uphold the spirit of Islam and also to establish an exemplary Islamic society. And also, not only that, because of Said Nursi's concerns on pedagogical issues, most of the Muslim nowadays that we can see maintaining the Islamic spirit in their life. And also, we as a Muslim, we need to always try to apply the method of wasatiyah as per applied by him previously to live an Islamic way of life. So basically, to conclude the achievement of Said Nursi, it can be seen that he achieved a lot of things during his time. But based on my research, after doing some research about Said Nursi, I found out that one of his biggest achievement that basically the impact that he gave towards the society nowadays. So basically what I can say is that nowadays Muslims are actually trying to apply all the methods and also teachings that have been taught by Said Nursi in our daily life. So I think that's all for me about the achievement of Said Nursi. Then I would like to pass this to the moderator. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah, thank you very much to our all panelists. And now we are going to the end of this forum. I would like to thank to all our panelists for your viewpoints and your opinions on this topic of the methodologies of da'wah according to Badizaman Said Nursi. So we know that his methodologies is far from different from the Islamic scholars like Egyptian scholars and also Arabian Islamic scholars. So Badizaman Said Nursi is a Turkish and his evolutions of da'wah is very interesting because he was very intelligent and he has a gigantic memory and he is very honest in his mission of da'wah. This is the key of success of da'wah, when you are being truth, you are being just, and also you are being honest, because honest and truth is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like. So as the youngsters, we can use the methodologies of da'wah that Badi Zaman used during his lifetime, because we are the da'i and we take the responsibility from our Prophet ﷺ to preach all the Muslims and also to all the people in this universe. A politician thinks of the next election, our leader thinks of the next generation, and a da'i like us thinks the future of religion. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. and thank you very much for watching us.